welcome back to another video. Today you join us from Cheddar Gorge. So I've come out for a drive today with Twat, and yeah, she's come up to visit me. We've come out for a drive to Cheddar Gorge, so if anybody wants to come here, it's very, very nice. It's a good drive. It's a good driving location, and yeah, so anyway, straight to the point. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about some of the downfalls with the Audi TT. Now, they're not big things, I can't really fault this car, but these are things that, you know, they're petty things, and just things I've thought of while I've been driving, but there are some little things that I would change, but they're not big, so do not let this put you off the Audi TT. So starting off with one bad point, the first bad point I'm going to speak about is driving the car, which is the steering, the feeling of it. So the feeling of the steering, what I mean by this is when you're driving and you're hitting the bends and just the general feel, it feels too light, it's too assisted. When I get to Abby's Scirocco, the steering is so heavy compared to the Audi. Now, it's lovely around cities, I'm not going to deny that, like driving it around cities on a nice cruise, but when you actually want to give it the beans and, you know, test its ability around the back roads, I find the steering a little bit too light. Like, you don't feel connected to the road, which is obviously a bad point. Now, I don't know if it changes at all between settings, because obviously I've checked every setting and I don't feel any difference. Yeah, that is the first bad point, I should say. Right, so the next bad point, coming on to the cup holders. Not this one here, this one's okay. The one in here, I find it very useless because you have to have this open to use this, but then obviously you lose your armrest and you got this thing open all the time, and it's bloody annoying. Like, obviously if I put my can in there, what good is that? Yeah, so as you can see, yeah, like, if that decides to fall down, it's going to knock your drink over. So that is the second bad thing about the Audi. Like, obviously it's good having a cup holder. Why couldn't they just put two in the middle? One in there is a bit of a shit design. And it takes up room inside there, because I don't think... Okay. Oh, you can move it. Okay, I've just learned something new. But it's not a cup holder anymore. So you can move it, but it still takes up room inside there. So yeah, that's the second bad point. So now we come on to the third bad point, and the third bad point is nothing major. When you use the window washers, the amount of fluid it uses, and especially when you got the headlights on, the amount of fluid that comes out of the washers and the ones that wash the headlights is ridiculous. So I'll show you what I mean by the washers. So you can't just press it like a little bit just to get a little bit of fluid. You press it and it automatically washes it, but look how much comes out. Like, you can't just tap it and have a little bit come out. It's like an automated thing, and especially when you got the headlights on. So yeah, third bad point is the washers. So as you can see, it's nothing big, but you go through quite a lot of washer fluid in this car, and it ain't cheap. It like adds up. So you can put that towards the cost of the car, I guess. So now we come on to a fourth bad point. Again, nothing major, but it annoys me, and if this could be programmed to be like off all the time, then I would appreciate if someone could comment and tell me if this is possible. So number 4, or the fourth problem, I'd say, is the auto stop start thing. Like, it is always, every time you reset the car, that resets, so when you come to a stop, the car turns off, and it really, really bugs me. And what I mean by that is this little button here. So obviously you turn it off, so it's, when you come to a stop, it doesn't turn the car off, and when you restart the car, this decides it wants to turn itself back off and reset, and it's absolutely annoying because I just hate it. I come to a stop and I think my car's like conked out or something, and it really bugs me. Yeah, so that is a fourth bad point. So we'll get on to the next one. This is the fifth bad point. So the fifth bad point about this car is dynamic mode. Like, for me, it might not be for you, but for me, I just find it useless. Obviously, if you're on track, yeah, obviously it's good, but I don't use this car on track. The main thing that annoys me about it is the amount of fuel the car uses when you're in dynamic mode. Like, you will significantly see their miles on your fuel range. They fly down. And the reason being for this, obviously the car revs out a lot more, so the more it's revving, the more fuel it's using, like, it doesn't change gears, all that type of stuff. It absolutely drinks the fuel. So anybody who's got the Mark 3 TT and you use dynamic mode, you probably know what I mean. It drinks fuel in dynamic, so I try and stay away from it. Yeah, that is the fifth bad thing I'd say about the car. So we'll get on to the sixth bad thing, because the list's getting big, but they're only small things, so do not let these things put you off, because obviously this is just me. I'm quite a fussy fucker. Now, the sixth bad point, I don't I didn't buy the car for space at the back, so I don't give a shit about this. But I'm thinking more of somebody who likes space. But obviously, if you buy this car, you're not bothered about space, because if you look behind me, the leg room in the back is non-existent. Even little Abby, look, she's here, and her leg room, like, yeah. So unless you want to fold your passengers up in the back like a suitcase, you know, stick their fucking legs or their feet behind their ears, then you ain't getting anyone in the back. So if you think you're going to have 4 people in this car, yeah, you could think again. Audi even got a warning sign on the back that tells you to watch your head when you close the boot. So if you're tall, your head's going to go through the bloody back window if you slam the boot. Yes, guys, so that is 6 bad things about the TT, really. As you can see, they're not big, so do not let these put you off. I can't fault the car outside. I can't fault the car's driving. The gearbox is amazing, so if you want the DSG, it's amazing. The S-Tronic box, amazing. The only thing that lets it down driving-wise is the steering, but again, it's not the end of the world. You can live with it. Yeah, so if you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe, hit the like button, and yeah, me and little Abs here, we're going to drive around Cheddar Gorge for a little bit and enjoy the scenic views and go and get the fish and chips. So if you go to the bottom of Cheddar Gorge, there's a fish and chips, which I highly recommend, and yeah, go there. It's quite expensive, but it is good fish and chips.